backyard native garden, February 1st, 2021. We've just had a nice set of rain, which we are very, very thankful for, as we haven't had rain for a really long time. So this is a drier year than normal, but we are getting some rain, thank goodness. I am starting off back here under the not so pretty area because I want to show off the non-planned and really awesome California poppies. I mean, I had a couple of them that have just decided to go seeding like crazy. Poppies, poppies, poppies. California poppies. We found a location we are happy at, and we are going to... They have gone ahead and reseeded themselves everywhere, and they've got this little green mat of California poppies, and I'm really looking forward to having more poppies this year. I like California poppies, but they found a weed. Gotta do the weed. The California poppies are very happy here. That's California fuchsia growing back, and some more weeding that needs to be done. But the California poppies have found a really enjoyable home for themselves, and I'm saying, hey, come on in. The water's fine. Please, if you like it here, please keep growing. A little bit less welcome is the California poppies inside the vegetable box, but I was sick over the summer months, so I didn't get around to redoing the vegetables for over winter. I need to do vegetables, so ignore my leftover vegetables. I need to go ahead and pull those out and do something about them. The Kekkia is doing really well. I enjoy it. It's going to look really well when it starts really springing out. This is a fun climbing one. It doesn't climb on its own. I have to thread it through, but it does well at going ahead and threading through on the fence lines there. That's a new Penstemon that we planted last year, Firecracker. I'm looking forward to seeing it. The Lilac verbena is a very happy lilac verbena right there, and it normally actually, when it's in full bloom, it goes all the way out to the pathway here, and we have to clear it back. So it gets trimmed back after it finishes flowering, and it's decided, it's been such a mild winter, hey, I'm gonna flower again right now. Flower. This is not its normal flowering time, but hey, everybody take advantage of the really nice weather. Go for the flowering. There is one of my more successful yerba buenas. The yerba buena plant is actually up on the upper side, and it went ahead and trailed over and was like, ooh, I like this. I think verbenas, I'm sorry, yerba buenas like to be trailed over something. They enjoy the trailing, they enjoy the sort of a shady area, but this is kind of a nice nice effect that it has, going from a ground cover over there to trailing down ground cover down there. So happy lilac happy yerba buena there, happy lilac verbena there. Yerba buena, lilac verbena. Yep. Other things that are flowering, even though it's not quite their time to, and more weeding to be done. Weeding never ends. But the Bruno Asters are carrying on with a little bit. They've actually been flowering for most of the year. They're not in the full flower mode where it's pretty much a yellow bush at its full flowering period, but in between its full flowering, it's always had some flowers for most of this year. So happy little Bruno Aster there. The silver carpet as well keeps up its flowers. Just one or two through the year. Just maintaining a little flower presence. The soap plant is coming back up again. I believe that's the soap plant. I will have to make sure that's the soap plant. The Santa Cruz buckwheat did really well this year, and its blooming period was last month, and it really enjoyed its blooming period. We are now done with the blooming period, and these are the dead flowers seeding. hopefully the birds are enjoying the seeding. We've got more sages. My white sage is very happy over there. I love my white sage. My white sage is such an awesome white sage. We have a little manzanita. My big manzanitas are in the front. Then we've got a woolly manzanita here, who is a small little bush right there. Still getting established. He was a replacement plant, so he hasn't been planted as long as some of the other plants here. But manzanitas take a while to root themselves down and get themselves established. This guy is still establishing and blooming. I'm like, you're still establishing yourself and you're still blooming. You're such a cute little fella. Oh my gosh, I like that little plant. Hi, little manzanita. Woolly leaf manzanita right there. Some plants not doing quite as well. The woolly blue curls. This scarlet bilger, the Penstemon right here, is doing really happily over here. The guy on the other side is not doing quite as well. The woolly blue curls on the other side are doing really awesome, but not on that side. Yeah, go figure. Native gardening, any sort of gardening. Some things grow and thrive, and some things do not grow and thrive. I am really, really happy that my white sage is growing and thriving. I love my white sage. This is an awesome white sage. Absolutely my centerpiece and my great joy and delight in the backyard. Oh man. Yes. Oh yes. So the white sage does get trimmed back every year, because it doesn't get trimmed all the way to the ground, but it does get trimmed back because it goes. You'll see it in the springtime. Watch some of the videos for the springtime. We got workmen working on the fence back here a few months ago, and the poor little creeping gray sedge got a little bit trampled on. Creeping gray sedge does not appreciate being trampled on. It is, however, coming back. I'm impressed with it coming back right over there. So that is a happy thing for the creeping gray sedge. But if you ever have a creeping gray sedge that's in a high-footed traffic area, you may not want a creeping gray sedge there. The California cecia seems to have survived the trampling without any problems, and they probably didn't even know it was there because it was trimmed back. I did try and put some things down so they knew it was there, but workmen. And hey, appropriately to a certain extent, because it's a good fence. I love this fence. They did a really good job on the fence. The California sagebrush is a fairly new planted thing. We put it in there. It's a creeping one, so it's not like the big sagebrushes outside, but it's a creeping smaller one. And he also got really trampled upon because he's right in the walkway area here when they needed to be working on the fence, but he sprang back. Oh my gosh, I am really, really impressed with the way that this particular California sagebrush went ahead. This is a canyon gray, but he got seriously trampled upon, and I didn't think he was going to make it, and he completely sprang back. So there's an example of a survivor there. That's the canyon gray sagebrush who did not get quite as trampled upon. So that guy didn't get trampled upon, and that's kind of what that guy looked like before he got trampled upon. You can see he survived, is thriving. That guy got trampled upon, died back, and is starting to respring. So if you want something that'll respring, so you can see he did get trampled on a little bit. His sign is all wonky, but we went ahead and transplanted this dark star lilac over from the back zone area because it was way too shady for a ceanothus back there, and we transplanted him last year over here. he's much happier in this particular location. You can see him blooming out right now, which I'm not entirely sure this is the blooming time for a ceanothus. Maybe it is. Is it? I think it is. Take a look back at my photos from last year, but much happier in this particular location. Growing a little bit interestingly, but hey, if you're happy and you're growing, go ahead. These are creeping gray sedges that have not been trampled upon. These guys are in a good location where nobody stomps on them a lot, and they get good location. I like the creeping gray sedges in general. When they're thriving, they're doing really well. Although I will say, once they get trampled upon in any shape, form, or way, they tend to do a dieback. So they will have a rather abrupt dieback. There was actually creeping gray sedge. You can see the little notch area, but it gets trampled upon, it gets disturbed, it does a dieback. If it doesn't get trampled upon and is being left on its own and in good locations, it thrives. So it's doing very well over there. There's another ceanothus in the back over there. My two wall plants are not doing quite as well. My honeysuckle, and I think I need to be more diligent about training them. I was hoping they would just go climbing up on their own, but they don't climb up on their own apparently. Not as well. I need to actually do some work on training them up. Very happy Coyote Mint here. I planted Coyote Mint everywhere. Other people planted them for me, but I had lots of Coyote Mints. Oh man, I love this because I love Coyote Mint. The Coyote Mint is really awesome. I really enjoy Coyote Mints. Not all of the Coyote Mints thrived in their various locations though. This is one of the few Coyote Mints that actually really dug into his location and is absolutely thriving right there. So I'm happy with that particular Coyote Mint. I wish all my Coyote Mints were doing quite this well, but I'm really glad at least one has found its niche and survived. You know, am I outside and you're not? Sorry, little kitten. She wants to be outside. She's not going to get to be outside. She's only allowed outside with harness and leash. And doing video recordings is not a place that's conducive to harness and leash. More hummingbird sages. The hummingbird sages do very well underneath the shady areas. The fig tree is dormant for the winter, but you can see where it dropped all its leaves. I leave all the leaves so that various insects and critters can go ahead and do their full life cycles and have a place to reproduce and rest and do their winter hibernation and all that other fun stuff that insects need to do. I also happen to have, doesn't everybody? Man, weeding. Yes, I'm showing it on video. It happens. We've just got to deal with it. Because it happens. But yes, I leave patches of the fallen leaves for the critters. The fig tree will come back. It's just dormant for the winter. And the hummingbird sage, in the meantime, is thriving and expanding. I'm looking forward to seeing the hummingbird sage when it's its turn to grow. We have another very happy yerba buena over here. This yerba buena actually is not looking quite as well as it normally does. It could, I'm not sure why, but it could have been, I'll have to look at it, but it's a very happy yerba buena in general. It's not looking quite as happy, but you can definitely see how this particular yerba buena has just very much filled in. And again, it's a yerba buena next to a trailing rock formation area. Yerba buenas definitely seem to like, one, the shade, but also having the rock areas to be able to climb into and just dig in. This is my volunteer elderberry. Elderberry is doing very well. It actually had to get cut back by PG&E because it was growing into the power lines. So was the pine tree, but man, the elderberry decided, I'm really going to grow in there. He actually cut off a couple of the branches that were growing really tall because they grew really, really straight, and might make them into canes or something because they were really, really good wood. And that is pretty much the backyard for February in 2021. Oh, well, actually, here's my Nomo Sod. This is the combination, the combination, whoops. It's a copyrighted. It's one that somebody went ahead and trademarked as a sort of a replacement for people who like traditional lawns. And it's got a couple of 2 native fescues and 1 naturalized, and it actually does really well right here. California Nativescapes was very clever in making sure that it was contained in all sides, because it is a grass, it's a fescue, and it will grow out of bounds. So having the pathway surrounding it in all edges. Meow, meow. Hello, little kitten. Meow. Hello. No, you can't come out, silly. I know, unfair of me. All right, and I think that really does do it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.